Hello gamers and welcome back to Let's Play Ash of Gods. Question is, which path shall I take? The secret pathway passing Warden's Mansion maybe? The Marsh Road or the Bray Path? I think this will take me quite a long way. This would then take me through the Robber's Path, I think. There's Frigga, so I could go Warden's Mansion, Robber's Strike, Woodland Bastion, Frigga. I think that's quite a good idea. Only a few know the secret path. Apparently we do know it. So you travel down the road, everything seems quiet. Suddenly one of the pack horses shies at something, breaks the reins and bolts away. This spooks all the other horses and they buck and rear. It takes a lot of effort to calm down your nervous mounts, but the runaway horse is gone with all its luggage. Look in the nearest bush. You are lucky, you find one of the bags, great, but we've lost quite some gold. But it's better than losing lots of strixes. Okay, we've received 100 as well. Now let's take, as intended, the Robber's Path, or the Robber's Track. Okay, what? I don't have enough strixes. Okay. He can take a hit. He can take a hit. I'm going to use them for sure, Krieger for sure, Flit. Brett is already quite injured. Got several Templars here as well, which are kind of cool. So let's give it to him. Still two more. Maybe Brett, because I will use her as an archer. She's an archer, right? No, she's not. Fawn Brennan is a fighter, but I thought she's an archer as well. And we've got Flit, so that's okay. Here we go. Suddenly you come across a blood-curdling scene which looks like the site of a massacre. A planet cart is surrounded by scores of dead bodies. You notice fallen guards who had performed their duty to the last breath, unarmed travelers, and evidently some bandits whom their mates did not bother to bury. Bury the dead. Tell the guards about the robbery and your wish. Fire the burial. The commander nods. You spend some time watching the fire. It lightens up everybody's mood. Great. Okay, now we continue on the robber's track. Okay, we're getting in real trouble here. Okay, let's forget about Flit. Let's forget about Foster and her. Okay, I can only give them one. If I give them three, I think they die, right? $19 required, oh man. This is a nightmare. You. Not you. 16. It's not like I have much choice, to be honest. Everyone but glitter, basically. When in ragged clothes sits beside the road, you try to ride past, but he suddenly leaps up, clutches your stirrup and mumbles something frantically, pointing at a roadside boulder. Vacant eyes, foam ribbing his lips. He's clearly out of his mind. You decide for one word of his jabbering. Dig. Let's dig. On a whim, you tell your party to dismount and dig. The fool leaps about happily. It takes an hour to realize that you're wasting your time. Okay, well, I thought maybe there's something. The peasant approaches you. Drawing closer, he bows and introduces himself. Forgive me, kind master. Would you mind me taking Lure home? I'm Sturn from the ironmonger's village, just a couple of leagues to the west. This fellow here is our village fool. Likes this boulder for some reason, just cannot stay away from it. You regard Lure with a mixture of frustration and pity. Next you face the peasant. My name is Fawn Brennan. Go ahead, take him wherever you want. But dare I say you're not watching him closely enough, Sturn. Sturn gestures helplessly. He's cunning, this one. Never mind his sanity. Just like his father, he was a captain of the guard and came to our village from the city when he retired. His ailing son came with him. We look after Lure out of respect for his father, a very good and decent man. You nod, and as Sturn takes Lure's arm, Lure turns suddenly, slipping something metal into your hand. When the fool and his guardian disappear down the road, you examine the gift. It's a captain's insignia with a strix. That's really good. 20 strixes. That's what I was hoping for. We are about to reach Frigga. It's a long trek. I'm not sure we can get something here at the shaman's house, so we can as well continue. 40. Okay. We need to protect her. Okay. Holy shit. Everyone is super injured. Here we go. But we are going to reach Frigga with more or less people. Gremlin is dead. Great. That's a shame. You feel sorry for him. As much as the lad trusted in magic, it failed him in the end when he did not get a strix. Claimed to know an enchantment against the plague. You later realized his enchantments were hogwash. Sorcerers, monks and common warriors alike. The reaping makes no distinction. The storyteller is now dead. Well, rest in peace. Squire is by your side. He's the last person you expected to show sympathy. Former monk grimaces when you realize you're watching him. The lad was starting to grow on me. Quite the capable sorcerer. I even thought I could take him as my apprentice, if I survived the reaping. Yeah,
it's hard to believe, but one death satisfies the reaping for the time being. It doesn't vanish completely. Rather, it retreats to digest. The ulcers on your companion's neck stop aching, but remain. If you don't procure more strikes soon, the reaping will return to take another life.
Holy shit. So I apparently can only lose one person at a time. Hey, where are you headed? Haven't you heard? We are abandoning Frigga. Name's Sigleif, and I make sure everything goes smoothly on this road, so let me have a look at your papers just in case. You show him the papers drawn up by Rask. What's happening over there? We are coming from Marsh Watch, so we are behind on fresh news. Sigleif returns to your papers and spits. The intendant shouldn't have sent you west. There's nothing for you there now. Gales and Vandals have turned mad. They are just swarming onward, completely out of their minds. Prince Hedrick is fending them off for now, but he is only stalling for time. What about Prince Treek of Tirana? The sergeant looks at you surprised. Are you all living under a rock in that stockade of yours? The Jaranan king is dead, so is his son. So his son is now making his way to Highburg to defend it. He will also be crowned there. The sergeant has nothing else to say, so you venture onward knowing that time is short. Just great. I will have more people dying. Potentially Helm and Fisk. I didn't use them that much. But what about the inventory? I don't know. Fisk is dead, there we go. Yeah. Really horrible. Quite some losses, to be honest. In particular, the wizard might have been useful. You approach the white bastions of Frigga to find the mountain gate unguarded. At a distance you hear men yelling and the clanking of weapons. It seems as if the enemy is trying to storm the main gate. Frigga swears, who wages war like this? No patrols, no guards, gates open wide as horlegs. You could take this fortress with a dozen scouts. You shake your head. While Frigga holds the road, the only way in is through the main gate. Still, there should be someone stationed there. Here, perhaps it's all hands on deck. Whatever the reason, no one stops as you lead your party through the gate. This is where your son fought, so it's the best place to look for him. Going to Prince Hidalik first makes the most sense. Okay, let's take a look here. Quite the reduced company. They can't even fight, apparently. Oh no, I can't put them here. First ruby. Okay, I need 27 more Strixes to heal. The city is nearly abandoned. You see the occasional guard and hear the distant creaking of carts, but no one pays you any mind. You ride into the square opposite the town gate toward the den of a battle. A horn pierces the air with urgency. Yes, white. Eyes wide, Gleda looks beyond the gate to the blood-stained mountain path that leads toward the forest. Dad, that horn signaled a retreat, right? Why is that squad not withdrawing? The enemy is pressing the attack. You face the gate. A Buchanan squad that pushed back an assault is now trapped. Another band of Gals joins the fray. You can spill blood, but it might end up being your own. Should you risk helping the Burkans or just keep searching for the prince? Frigga's defenders can make do on their own. Yes, they can. I'm almost dead. You look for the prince, but your efforts are in vain. You return to the square and see the fortress's gate being closed, a signal that all the brave souls who went to defend it have perished. Having failed to find the prince, you approach a soldier who is giving orders. He's dogged, weary, and may soon collapse from exhaustion. Looking at your captain's insignia. Don't recall seeing you, Captain. Though I know every man who did not retreat. My name is Lon, commander of the guard here. Who are you and what is your business here? I am Captain Fawn Brennan of Odala. Where can I find Prince Hidalik? Prince Hidalik is no more, slain right under the walls. The beasts attacked again as he rode out through the gate. Where did these girls come from? They blindsided us. Wait a moment, you're from Odala? Weren't you supposed to hold Upakum? The same way Jarana holds Heiberg and Izana holds Frigga? What brings you here? Delivering a message? I'm looking for my son, Mac Brennan. He came with reinforcements for the prince's army. Rumor has it he'd been taken prisoner at the White Tower. Do you know of such a place? Brennan, you say? That's why your name sounded familiar. We had a Mac Brennan here. Good lad. Don't know where he is though. If I were you, I'd head straight for those tents. Ask for Jukat. He's looking for Mac too. What about the White Tower? This is Frigga. All towers here were once white. Take your pick. Now if you'll excuse me, I've other business to attend to. We are preparing the retreat. The prince was the one holding everything together. Let's look for him. You can't find Jukat. A commotion grows around you. Dispirited by the prince's death, the few remaining defenders of Frigga prepare for retreat. No one pays any attention to you. One of the soldiers finally tells you that Drukid went on a scouting mission and won't be back until tomorrow. The soldier shows you where his personal possessions are being stored. You thank him and take a moment to think. Drukid is your only lead. Searching for a scout in the vicinity of a besieged fortress is a bad idea. As much as you hate loitering, you'll have to wait for Drukid if you want to find Magd. You'll make camp in the house the soldier mentioned. Drukid returns the next day. He does not seem luckily I don't have to pay Strix for that. He does not seem surprised to see you. Someone must have told him you'd arrived. Good day to you, Drukid. My name is Fawn Brennan. I've been told that you are searching for my son, Magd. True, I do search for Magd, and I shan't rest till I find him. What's happened to him? He was ambushed. The place was crawling with thugs. It's as if someone gathered them up from all across Terminum, purposefully drove them mad, then herded them to Frigga. Magd's had a run of especially bad luck. Some unusual bandits have taken him prisoner. Cannibals, right? No need to mince words. I've seen much in my lifetime. Is there any hope that Magd still lives? I'd have abandoned my search otherwise. These beasts only leave their lair for food. They've not come out yet, so there's still hope that he's alive. Do you know where he is? If I knew where your son was, I'd not be standing in front of you without him. What can you tell me about the White Tower? Wait, it's a death trap, even for cannibals. Though, considering all this madness, I've yet to search there. How did you learn of the White Tower? Long story, let's say I've heard a voice. This may surprise you, but I understand. Why are you looking for him? The prince appointed me to look after Magd as soon as he arrived. I was like a mentor to him. You have an able son, Thorn, quick learner, but what a hothead. He acted rashly while in my charge. Please forgive me. Nothing to forgive. I remember myself at his age. I too would sneak away, looking for adventure. He will yet live and have his adventures. I know it. He was captured by these beasts under my stewardship. Even if you forgive me, I cannot forgive myself. He will yet live and have his adventures. I know it. He was captured by these... Oh. Let's go and search for him. No time to lose. Every hour counts. And I don't have any Strixes. Leave Frigga. Am I saving here? I hope so. Where's this White Tower? Here. We've got Wolflair, Old Gabanon Road, or the Eagle Ravine. Let's go via the Three Springs. Someone is going to die. Even she will get injured now. Sop is dead. He was chewing something as usual, so when he started choking and fell from his horse, it looked like a piece of food had gone the wrong way. Yeah. That's really horrible. And I thought of him as an uneducated lout. Now I think that even with all my knowledge, I'm not the 10th good a person as he was. Now, the question is, what happens to the loot, right? Okay, I think he was not in the squad, so it's actually okay. We can talk to Helm. Why are you eyeing me? Spit it out already. You're right, maybe we all drop dead soon, so let's have a talk while I'm still alive. Truth be told, I'm still amazed I've stayed alive for so long. I've we've been face to face with the enemy many times, and there's still much more to come. Yeah. Wow. Are you worried? I don't think my ending up in your squad is pure happenstance. Look around, there's not a single random person here. That hag, the one I told you about, she thought everything through. She's the one who gathered a squad for you. Think about it. Can't deny thinking about it a lot. About predestination. And why would anyone have any use for us? Still not much time left to wonder. Soon we'll be served at the table. And finally, see who's trying to gobble us up. Want to tell me something? We shared a boat back during the Battle of the Southern Isles. I was still a kid, scared out of my wits. I fell to the bottom of the boat like a coward. You should have executed me, but punched me instead. My nose is still a bit bent. Then you made me take a sword and fight, and you fought alongside me. You saved me, Thorn. Now I remember you. You weren't nearly as huge, though. As for that day, if we executed everyone showing fear, there'd be no one left. Okay, but if I don't say all I have to say before I kick the bucket, I won't even leave a single memory behind. Nary an echo. Well, you've shared your tale and I remember you. Now I won't ever forget. Still, what will become of your story if my life ended tomorrow? I don't believe there's an end to life, Thorn. Not because I fear heresy, but or the posthumous retribution the temple servants preached about. I just don't. We're about to find an answer for ourselves, Helm. See the end with our own eyes. That I'm sure of. Okay, let's continue. Someone else is going to die. Who is it going to be? I don't know. We will see. Score is dead. The former monk falls from his horse, the plague's news clearly visible around his neck. It's hard to believe the curmudgeon did not curse you with his final words, for it was your decision that brought him to the death's threshold. My decision to leave scores Strixless. But well, it's not really my decision because I didn't really have any options. Yeah. We didn't have enough Strixless. I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's go. You don't let your guard down for a moment when something rustles in the roadside bushes. You raise a hand, bringing your company to a halt. 10 steps ahead of you, a figure dressed in tattered rags stumbles into the road. When you see its face caked with mud and covered with ugly lesions, shivers tickle your spine. Brett, the first rider, backs his horse, shielding his face with his hands, practically a walking corpse. Pray that we don't catch his disease, as if the plague of the reaping isn't enough. Give him some food and let him go. The leper falls to his knees and the gift quickly disappears into the folds of his robe. Pocketing your handout, the tramp falls forward, clasping your feet. Thank you, kind master. I will never forget your generosity. I will pray the gods for you, day and night. Yeah, do that. You shove the groveling tramp aside with difficulty. He slips away into the bush, not eager to test your patience further. All that remains is his stench and the hole in your pocket. The bloody bastard stole your purse. That's just great. As if we hadn't enough problems. My generosity is tested. Okay, he still hopes for mercy, but there is no mercy for none of you. You remember that Vice said nothing when he realized your decision had left him Strixless. Quince gives you sideways looks. Well, it's not my decision. I hope the game is over soon because I don't have a company left in a moment. There are more dead people. Decrepit structures come into view. You dismount and creep toward the pale ruins of the tower. It seems your fears were unfounded. Not many cannibals around, they must have scattered. Druid points to the ruins. The tower looks empty. I fear the bastards might panic and slaughter the prisoners. If you distract them, I'll sneak up from their side. I know this place, so I'll find a way. There's not much choice, you nod. Druid stalks around the tower. He signals you with a wave, and you walk straight toward the cannibals' lair. They notice you. A large vandal blocks your path. Well, well, look who's crawled out of the woods. Let's get to know each other. We'll be great friends. My name's Marbok, and yours is Dinner. Want to know how our friendship will play out? You spare us from hunger, and we'll be grateful. My name is Fawn Brennan. You like to ask and answer your own questions, I see. I don't deny it. My mother always told me to be quiet, but I never shut up. She also told me not to play with my food, but it's too much fun. You know the game of questions and answers, riddles? Care to play? If you're going to eat me anyway, what's the point? Because Dinner, if you win, I'll share my biggest secret with you. Don't you want to know what's the most precious to me? Well, then tell me your riddle. What everyone knows but few accept, what everyone fears but also scares with. What's different for each but similar for all, what everyone hides but none can tame. Okay, everyone knows hatred. Everyone fears but also scares with is also hatred. What's different for each but similar for all? Hatred. What everyone hides but none can tame. I think it's hatred. Didn't guess. Silly little Dinner. For your stupidity I'll torture you until the sun sets. Wait a moment. What's going on here? Using the bandit's confusion to his advantage, Druid creeps toward the tower. Two cannibals rush to intercept but are quickly dispatched by his sweeping sword. With a grunt, Marbok sends some men to intercept Druid. The rest attack you. Marbok retreats toward the forest, but it does not matter. Your goal is to reach the tower and hopefully your son. The cannibals drive Druid toward the tower and he soon disappears in the ruins. You hope that he survives until you've dealt with the remaining man-eaters.